Hi everyone, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new art journal tutorial, and this is again a really quick and easy art journal page where I use distress oxide inks for the background and basically just for the whole layout. I really love using distress oxide inks because they're just such an easy medium to create such amazing backgrounds, and they're so easy to use. I'm working again on my Joggles disc-bound art journal, and I'm removing it from the journal itself. That way I can work on a flat surface. I'm using 3 different colors of Distress Oxide inks: Picked Raspberry, Dusty Concord, and Dried Marigold. I'm listing all the supplies in the description area below. For this technique, what I like doing is I like using Distress Oxide inks, and I like using them on my mat. This creates a really cool background for my art journal pages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 different colors in 3 different areas of my mat. This is the Ken Oliver Best Ever mat, and it's really a great mat to use as it cleans really well. All you have to do is apply a little bit of ink to the mat and then spray it with a water bottle. Then you take your journal page and you dab it inside the ink, and it creates really cool distress marks. Now I'm taking the colors again. This is in the same order. I'm putting the pink and the purple side by side, but this time, after adding the water to the background, I am going to flip the page, and that way the purple will mix with the pink and the pink will mix with the purple. I'm getting then 2 layers that are mixed together, and it creates a really cool pattern and texture in the background. Once this area was dried, I took my paper and I just dabbed it inside the orange color, and it really made a difference in the texture and made everything so beautiful in the background. It brought light to those other 2 colors, which I really love to do. In this case, I used the pink and the purple first because I wanted to make sure that they mix well together. They're from the same family of colors, so it was easier to add them first and then add the orange. That way, when I'm adding it, it doesn't turn into a muddy brown. It is really important when you're working with Distress Oxide inks that you add them in layer and dry in between each layer. That way you get a really nice distressed look. I heat set everything really well, and then I took a Joggles stencil. This stencil is called Ranunculus, and it has a lot of different flowers that can be used for so many different projects. So I took this brownish color, I think it's brushed corduroy, of the Distress Oxide inks and started creating flowers in the background. This stencil is really cool because it has different flowers of different sizes, so you can move it around and create almost like a garden on your page, and that's what I wanted to do. Then I thought to myself that I wanted to create some of these flowers a little bit darker, so I took the walnut stain color, which is a darker brown, and I added it to the background. Looking back, it actually didn't look as darker as I wanted it to be, but I ended up fixing it by adding more color later on. So all I did is just create more flowers with the darker color. To create the stems, I took a gold marker and just started adding and doodling some stems and leaves. However, you could barely see the gold markers, so you will see me later on adding some darker brown colors just to make the stems and the leaves stand out. The brown marker I use is the Faber-Castell Big Brush Pen, and this is the dark brown color. And I'm just, again, creating the stems and the leaves and going around the golden color so it still doesn't cover it, but it creates a darker shade for the stems. Then I decided that I really wanted to frame the flowers, so I doodled around them to create an outline for each of those flowers. Then I used the marker to create a border around my art journal page. I've said this in different art journal videos where I love framing my art journal pages, and I use different techniques to do so. In this case, I'm using a marker, but sometimes I use ink or paint or even some sprays. I just find that it really makes everything look cohesive and it frames everything to be pleasing to the eye. I realized that those flowers were really fading into the background. So I took some yellow and purple distress oxide ink and basically just added some ink inside each of the flowers. The nice thing about these inks is that even though you layer them, you can still see the background layer. So it adds such nice rich texture. So you can still see the brown markings from the stencil, but the actual color, which is the purple and the yellow, really stand out. I also added a little bit more yellow to the background. I just felt that it needed a little bit more light and brightness to it. So I just added a little bit in the edges and the corners so it would really bring everything together. Finally, I added a little bit of art journaling around the stems of each of the flowers by using my black football pen. And this is really illegible art journaling, but it's just basically what I feel at the time when I'm creating the journal, so it really helps me release those emotions. This is one of the reasons why I like art journaling, because not only am I getting the creative art part from this, but I'm also getting the chance to write something and journal about something that I feel. I also added some more doodling. I created these little hearts inside each of the flowers and also added some more doodling like stitches and lines in certain areas inside and outside of the flower area just to create some more interest. As the last step, I took a quote from the Tim Holtz word stickers and I cut it in half and stuck it to the background. This is a perfect quote for how I was feeling, and I thought this was a really nice way to finish it all up. Finally, I took the art journal page and stuck it back into the disc-bound art journal. It's so easy to pop it back in, and that way you can work with the pages on a flat surface, and I love doing that because it's so much easier to art journal that way. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friend on social media. For more inspiration, subscribe to my channel and visit me on my website. Thank you so much and have an amazing day. Bye!